So check this out. There's a difference between hip hop that sounds good, right, in and of itself, and then hip hop that sounds like it actually has something to say. You know, you go back to the golden era and you'd hear the word substance a lot, right? And so the Auditorium Volume 1 by Common and Pete Rock isn't trying to chase moments. It's not trying to chase scenes or a pattern or catch trends, you know. It's not trying to be number one on TikTok. It's trying to create a room, a space where grown man rap, legacy, and intention can actually breathe all together at once. On paper, this project makes perfect sense. Common, one of the most consistent voices in conscious hip hop, right? And Pete Rock, one of the architects of soul-driven production. I mean, this isn't about reinventing the wheel. This is about refinement, about craft, about perspective. And that's important because the Auditorium doesn't feel like an album you throw on casually, like you're in the car and you're jamming. It feels curated, like it's meant to be listened front to back. All right, let's start with Common, because this album lives or dies by his presence. Let's just keep it real. This isn't young Common from The Resurrection. I used to love her, trying to prove lyrical dominance, even though that was a jam. This is veteran Common, reflective, measured, confident. His pen here isn't about shock value. It's about clarity, about moral grounding, about legacy, and you hear it in his bars. He's rapping like someone who already earned respect, right? And now he's focused on what he does with that voice. Common's having fun. Common's showing you common ground. And I think that tone is intentional because Pete Rock's production demands patience. And who more patient, more grounded than Common? I mean, let's talk about Pete Rock's production. Pete Rock doesn't flood this album with flashy beats. He builds atmosphere. You know, these beats breathe, they leave room for thought. You're hearing classic Pete Rock's textures, filtered soul, dusty drums, and they don't feel dated. Like they feel preserved, like they're timeless, they're classic. And to me, what really stands out is how the beat pulls a specific version of Common out, like not aggressive, not flashy, purposeful. And you know, Common's versatile. He gets labeled as that conscious backpack rapper, but if you listen to his catalog enough, you'll notice that he has multiple sides to him in his catalog. To me, this chemistry is just, it works. You know, it's what makes the album work. Now, my favorite track on this album is obviously When the Sun Shines. Sunshine, sunshine. That sunshine, I can't refrain from it. It's just so catchy. It feels symbolic. The track feels like the emotional center of the album, for sure. It's reflective without being heavy. It's optimistic without being naive. Pete Rock lays down a beat that feels warm, almost comforting, like light breaking through the cloud cover. My friend JB, you know, he always says when the beat comes on, it doesn't give you any time to get ready for it. It's just like it just goes right into it. So, and Common sounds grounded here. Like I said earlier, not preaching, not flexing, just speaking from lived experience. Like this is the kind of track that doesn't hit you all at once. It grows on you. It has a ton of replay value and leverage in that way. And I mean, the biggest strength of the Auditorium Volume 1 is cohesion to me. There are no random detours, no trend chasing records, no moments that feel out of place, no skips. This album knows exactly what it is, and more importantly, what it's not trying to be. If you're looking for club singles or viral moments, this isn't that. But if you appreciate albums that reward full listens, then this is gonna be the album that delivers for you. Now, you know I gotta play devil's advocate, obviously. Like, now to be fair, this album isn't gonna hit everyone the same. Like some listeners might feel the pacing is a little too consistent, the energy doesn't spike dramatically, right? It's it's monotone even. And depending on your taste, that could feel meditative or it could feel restrained. Like it could feel like it's not giving you enough. But for me, especially in the hip hop community right now, the state of the game, I feel like that restraint is a part of the statement, right? Everything is microwave right now. Everything is volatile. So I think this cohesion and this groundedness really stands out in the environment that the hip hop is currently. All right, so a question I know I'm gonna get a lot is, the Volume 2 was actually confirmed for 2025, this year, and we've not received any word. I mean, like, the album is titled, obviously, The Auditorium Volume 1, which naturally sets expectations, but like a sequel was talked about. It was anticipated even. And now we're here in 2025 and Volume 2 hasn't arrived yet. But honestly, if Volume 2 does come, it shouldn't just repeat this formula. It should definitely expand on the concept. And I would push back if it delivered the same thing. So, you know, my advice would be to push the sound, obviously, or bring in new emotional, energy, terrain, right? Otherwise, Volume 1 already stands strong on its own. So, the point is, leave it where it is. If it's meant to stand on its own, it will, and time will tell. All right, and for the final verdict, I mean, the Auditorium Volume 1 isn't loud, it's not flashy, it doesn't beg for attention, Ultimately, it earns it. And this is hip hop made with intention. This is where I thrive in. This is my lane. It's for listeners who care about what albums are as an experience, and tracks like When the Sun Shines are exactly why. If you've listened to this album, or you're going to listen to this album, and when you do, let me know where it ranks for you. And if Volume 2 ever drops, we'll be right back in the auditorium. Sunshine, sunshine.